Yo, what is good YouTube? Today we are reviewing the Nike Air Max 95 OG Neons. So before we get into this review, let me just say this is one of the happiest sneaker pickups I've ever had. If you're familiar with the term that sneakerheads use, this is one of my grails, like a holy grail, a sneaker that you really want to get. Obviously this is a new release, so technically you will be probably asking why would it be a grail, but it's a new release of an OG, so for me that comes into the same category, I don't mind. But yeah, this is a sneaker that I love, and I'm so happy that I've finally been able to get a pair again. I don't think I've worn a pair of Air Max 95s in at least 15 years. But yeah, this colorway is amazing. So yeah, before we get into the shoes, let's get into the box. For the re-release, Nike has gone back to an old style Nike Air Max box. So you have the split color, which you'll see on once I get the shoes out of the box, it's on the tongue. So you've got half one color, half black with the Air Max logo, which has the R going into the M. You've got Air Max on one side, grey with a Nike neon green. Front of the box, I think this little purple sticker has something to do with European releases. I'm not sure if someone knows why they put this little cute purple sticker. I've seen it on a lot of shoes. I think it might be just a European information, but let me know. And there is some text at the front of, well, the side of the box, which reads, Air Max shoes represent the most important advances in Nike Air cushioning. Larger volumes, greater efficiency and more visibility in the heel and now the forefoot. Innovation has never been so clear. And then it obviously goes into another language and ends with just do it. So let's get into the shoes. Ah, man, look at those. These shoes are absolutely amazing. Like I said, not everyone's probably gonna like this shoe, but for me this is one of my happiest grail sneaker, whatever you want to call it, pickups. I love this shoe. There's so much nostalgia for me personally with this shoe, which is why it comes under that grail category for me. I remember when these shoes were released back in '95, obviously the Air Max 95s, and I don't know if it was confined to London because I'm from London, UK, but these shoes were so popular. The Air Max 95, everybody had them. They were like the must-have shoe from 95 to 2000 probably. These shoes were so popular, and this colorway is so vibrant, that neon green. I don't think we've really had much in the way of sort of running style sneakers that had this much vibrance to them. Oh man, I don't know if it was also a London thing, but when these shoes came out, or maybe even a UK thing, we didn't call them Air Max 95s in London. We called them 110s because this is the first sneaker that came out that was £110. Before that, shoes were a lot cheaper than that, but this shoe retailed at £110, which at the time was pretty high price point. So these were always known as 110s. I've always called them 110s. Let me know if it happened in your cities. I don't know if it was the same overseas, or I'm pretty sure in other parts of the UK they might have been referred to as 110s, but I don't know if overseas they called them 110s. Obviously now they're just known as 95s or Air Max 95s, 95s, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, 110s to me. Another thing on a personal note, there's only two colours of Air Max 95s that I love, and that is these OG neon green ones and a triple black pair. All the other pairs of 95s I'm not really interested in, but the neon OGs and the triple blacks are a lovely looking shoe. So yeah, let's get into the shoe. You have this nubuck upper with tonal layers, so you get a darker grey fading into a light grey. You've got this white mesh panel which hides well, not hides, but covers these neon green lace loops. There's a name for this style of lacing. Funny enough, I was saying that this is one of my favourite sneakers and favourite colourway of the sneaker. I hate this type of lacing system. You know, they have it on like Jordan 11s and some other sneakers where it's loops. This is the worst sneaker style lacing system. I hate it. I prefer the whole eyelets. But yeah, so you got these neon green eyelets, and it's the same on the inner side of the shoe. You get like a nubuck toe area, provides extra support for that lace, and in the toe box. And then on the back of the shoe, you have this 3M strip with Nike Air. And on the front of the shoe, on the heel area, you get all the Achilles area, the neon green Nike swoosh. Blacked out midsole with neon green Nike Air units, visible Air, Nike Air Max. And on the sole of the shoe, you have hints of neon green with this Air Max 95. I don't know what this is called, this part of the sole. I'm going to call it the spine, because the shoe apparently was designed after some inspiration from the human body. There's other sneaker reviews that will go into the depth of the design process of the shoe. The person that designed the shoe after the human body. Someone else can break that down for you. I'm not really into that, but I found this hard plastic bit in the middle, famous for Air Max 95s, with the PSIs of the air bubbles. So you've got 20 PSI, pressure per square inch, for the front, 25 for the sides, and 5 for the rear. I don't really think that is accurate because when you look inside the air units, you can see little holes inside of the shoe, so the air is obviously moving around, so that PSI wouldn't be regulated anyway. But I think it's a nice touch. On the inside of the shoe, you've got a lovely white lining of the shoe with a beautiful neon green Air Max insole. One thing that I would have liked them to do, these shoes originally when they came out, came with, I don't know how old some of you are, but they used to come with a little plastic thing with some red foam arch supports, and you take the insole out. They've actually got it, so there's a little, this bit here was that you get a sticker and you stick it there, and there'll be a red foam bit that would stick over this and give you some arch support. So they've left the little notch where the sticker goes, but they didn't supply you the OG Nike arch supports that used to come with these shoes, little red things. Would have been a nice touch if they had put that in there. One of the great things that I like about the Air Max 95 is the tongue is held in with this elastic. This is one of the changes that really made me like this sneaker as well, because a lot of times when you wear sneakers, the tongue will slowly slide off to the side where your foot comes through, and you get a sloppy tongue off to the side. But with those elastic things, it always kept the tongue nice and centered. Man, I love this shoe so much. Some bit of stories for this shoe. It's the first Nike shoe to have 4-foot visible air units. It may even be the first shoe to have 4-foot air units, not just visible ones. But this is the first shoe that had air in the front of the shoe. Before that, it was only in the heel. It's the first Nike Air Max shoe. Might even be the first Nike shoe to have 3M, the reflective technology. So this front is like a Y shape on the tongue. This is 3M reflective. And on the heel, this again a Y shape here, is also 3M reflective. And to my knowledge, it's the first Nike shoe, or maybe Nike Air Max shoe, to feature 3M reflective technology. But yeah, it's a beautiful shoe in my opinion. Absolutely love it. One of my most nostalgic shoes from my childhood, from my late teens or early teens, teenage years. Really, really love this shoe. Super comfortable because of that Air Max technology that's in the shoe. One thing I remember though from when these came out is that I don't know if Nike's fixed it, but this bit used to peel off quite a lot, and if you take it back to the store, they used to glue it back for you. And I remember this air unit here used to squeak after quite a while. I don't know if it was the glue they used to use back then. Hopefully they've sorted out those issues, but just so much nostalgia. Those are the things that I remembered about the shoe, and even though those were issues, you still would love the shoe. As I mentioned with the box, the Air Max logo on the tongue, so you've got a black and grey with that white and neon green circled, and if you look, probably easier to see on the box, but the R from Air and the M from Max is one letter just molding into each other, so it's not, so you could call them A Max I guess if you want to be, but yeah, so that the R and M join in as one letter. But yeah, I can't really say much else on these shoes. If you were from the early 90s, if you grew up in the 90s and you remember this sneaker coming up, comment in the video description and let me know your thoughts on this shoe. If you're just new to sneakers and you like the Air Max 95s, because they're getting a bit of a resurgence now. I've seen a few colorways popping up now every now and again. So if you're into 95s or 110s, as like I said I called them, comment in the video, let me know your thoughts on the shoe, your opinions, whether you like this OG colorway. They released alongside another Air Max 95 called the Air Max 95 Greedy, which people are dubbing the What the 95, because if you're familiar with what Nike has done with some of the basketball shoes, they do a What the version where it mixes up various colorways of the shoe from the past into one silhouette, where it has like this, one side of it will be this, then this side will be a black color from another 95 release, this will be a different color. And they were a bit more, I think they were £10 extra, but I really wasn't feeling them. I just wanted the OG ones. Yeah, that's about it. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, but comment on the video and let me know why you thumbs down and let me know what I can do to improve. If you want to follow me on social media, links will be in the description for Twitter and Instagram. It's Chris_S_Ramos, but there'll be clickable links in the description. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more sneaker reviews, and share this video if you would. I'd appreciate it. Peace.